Hello, everyone. Hi, it's Friday. Welcome to the stream. I'm Sarah. You might also be Sarah. There's a lot of Sarahs that attend the stream. There are a lot of Tims. And boy, am I just really happy to see each and every one of you today. Hello. Hi, oh my gosh, look at all these people who are here. Alana is here, Forsaken Fallen, Carmen is here, Anna's here, hello. Steffers, Sarah is here, hello. Takara is here, hey Takara. Marissa is here, hello. Lynn is here, hello. Numberless Dreams and Terry and Charlie. Cassandra is here, hello. Falling Hoshi is here, hello. Laura is here. Oh my gosh, so many amazing people. Rebellious Comet, hello. What a beautiful, beautiful day for us to get together. And oh, Poxy's here. Hey, Poxy. And just talk about creativity and maybe do a little bit of creating today. I'm really happy to see you. Hello. I have my water. Oh, Trace is here. Craig is here. Hello. Frontier Enforcer is here. Hello. Wonderful. Davis is here. Hi, Davis. I haven't seen you in a while. How are you doing? Midori is sneezing. That was very cute. Yes, she's very cute. She's here. She's on my, I guess, nope. I was about to say, maybe if I tilt it enough, you can see her, but she's like kind of almost under my laptop here. No, this is water today. You can tell because it says that it's not moonshine. That's how you know. This is water. And I'm so well hydrated. I know it's still daylight. Hi, Kathy. It's still daylight outside. The sun is setting. It's like here in the sky right now, but I'm just going to be grateful for the little amount of sunshine we have. By the end of tonight's stream, it's going to be dark outside again, but that's okay. Oh, my puff. Are you going to knock over my... So if you weren't here on Wednesday, we had quite an adventure. Wednesday's Create Along. Midori knocked over my laptop off of a little stand and my tea poured all over my lap. So I might keep you from, she likes to rub her face against the edge of my laptop here. All right, maybe I can distract you. Oh, look over here. I'll pet you if you're over here. Oh, thank you. Yes. It's dark there already. Oh no. I know. Forsaken Fallen says, appease Midori with snuggles or you get tea in your lap again. I know. How's everybody doing? I saw some chatter starting at the start of our stream. It's been a big day. I got to teach a college class this morning at the University of Sioux Falls, which was fun. So I actually like straightened my hair and oh, we're just going to gently lift you over there. And I've been on Zoom all day. So yeah. Let's see. Yeah, how's everybody doing? Terry, oh. Ooh. There's a special edition. Falling Hoshi says, I got my birthday gift. Happy birthday, by the way. From my hubby, the Stardew Valley special edition. Yes. That's awesome. And happy birthday. That sounds amazing. Yes. And I'm not on the East Coast. I'm on Central Time. So if you're on the East Coast, enjoy my remaining daylight here. Yes, the gentle yeet of Midori get off the desk. What did I teach? It was for an entrepreneurial, they teach college students how to be entrepreneurs, which is, if I had to go back and do it over again, I would still be an English major. I think I would still major in English and writing and humanities, but maybe I would have also like taken some business classes. I feel like when I was in college, there was so much disdain between the liberal arts and like the business students. We were like, artsy fartsy whatever people who were learning skills that would never get us a job in the real world, and the business folks were like, oh, they're selling out their souls for money. Really, there should have been some crossover there. There should have been some crossover there. So yes. Oh, Tania's here. Hey, Tania. Tania says, hello, friends. I've made it after a roller coaster of a week or 3. Yeah, it's been... Oh, good. Anne wrote a poem inspired by the prompt this morning. I love that. Good. Steffers is feeling better. I love that. Good. Yeah, sometimes we need to step away. Yeah. Oh, no. And Sarah's got a migraine. Oh, my gosh. Wow. Yeah, Laura says, my dad gave me the famous maybe think about minoring in business advice, which I didn't take. Yeah, my own dad was not very happy that I was doing all this liberal arts stuff, so I totally feel that. Charlie is singing the What Can You Do with a BA in English song from Avenue Q. I love that. Evan is here. Welcome. Evan says, I have heat and hot water again as of a half hour ago. What happened? What, like, okay, is everybody okay? Do you have heat? Do you have hot water? Do you have water? Do you have food? Like, are you okay? Oh no, Adrian. Oh, Lynn, sorry. Says, my physical therapist killed me today, so I think my not moonshine might be moonshine at some point tonight. Oh no. Alana says, I never finished school. That's totally legit. Yeah. Oh, Davis says, I started the second script for the new audio drama. It's fun. You're getting distracted by coming up with names. Yeah. I forgot, Steffers, you're an opera singer. Yeah, my dad pleaded with me to at least minor in music business. Yeah. Oh, good. Trace says, I've been super productive all day. Today I'm just going to take a rest. Good. I want more of that. I want more of that. Oh my gosh. Oh, Evan, you had some things break in and your landlord's not on top of it. Good to know. Yeah, Takara says, I'm tired. I'm so tired. I'm not going to write tonight. That's okay. So yeah, if you are in a place where things are not okay, if you've had a bad day at physical therapy, if you have done a ton of work today, if you're not feeling well, if your apartment doesn't have heat or electricity or water, any of these things, or if you're just not feeling it, please know that for today's Create Along, you can just hang out. You can doodle, you can play Stardew Valley, whatever it is that sounds best to you. Gosh, I wrote my newsletter that's coming out Monday today during my writers group. So I have another writers group. It's really wonderful. We meet. It's very similar to this, but there's only a few of us. So we talk for a little bit about creativity, and then we write for an hour, then we talk again, just exactly like this. So I totally copied that, but it's such a nice formula. And I wrote my newsletter during our conversation, and I wrote it about, I spend a lot of time telling other creators, giving advice and telling people, what to do, or maybe asking them questions that lead them to understand what they might want to do next. And I discovered today that a lot of stuff I've been struggling with this week has all been on stuff that I know the answer to. Like, all of this week, I've been struggling with comparing myself to other people. I have been not letting myself rest, or if I do rest, I feel terrible about it. I feel guilty. I feel like, I have to rest again. I'm so weak, or I get angry at myself. And, you know, some of the top advice that I give other creators is, yes, rest is part of creativity. Like, you need to rest, and stop comparing yourself to other creators. It's just going to make you unhappy. So I don't know. So I talk about that in Monday's newsletter, and it's just something that I realized that I've been doing is not taking my own advice. And it's so hard. It's so hard. Oh, thank you. Steffer says, Sarah, I love getting your newsletters. They really help me put things into perspective. That makes me really happy. Yes, Davis. Yeah, says, I think the thing I've been struggling with the most is production comparisons and allowing myself to rest. I don't know if it's just, oh no, not the comparing to others. Yeah. It's, yes. Yeah. Comparing myself is my absolute worst quality. And, you know, Laura, I appreciate this. Laura says we always know the answers. We just need constant reminders. Yeah. I was doing a little bit of research about this. It's like, how do we learn to take our own advice? Like, and there's a gap apparently between like what you understand intellectually and what you actually do to react to things, like what you actually do and how you actually act in an emotional and stressful situation. And you essentially have to like train yourself, apparently. Yeah, so that's like a whole thing. Oh, good. Annie's here. Back to the story that I swear has a time distortion field attached because it's still not done. I understand. Thank you for the time you keep chipping away at it. Good, good. Oh, I know. Steffer says that self-awareness is necessary, but so hard. Yes, yes. Alana says, oh, I like your new picture. I don't know if you had that picture before, but it's got a kitty. Reality versus emotional is a big learning issue for so many. And it's interesting because sometimes we think we learn these lessons, right? Like sometimes we think that we've learned something. And then 10 years later, we're like, oh, I'm learning it again, apparently, because I needed to do that. I missed a whole bunch of comments, so I kind of want to go back and take a look at a few of those. So I was worried about Evan's apartment, but it looks like maybe things are getting taken care of. Anne has Cadbury eggs, which I'm very jealous of. Oh my gosh, my diet today has been terrible. This is something else that I punish myself a lot for, is what I eat and what I don't eat. And sorry, content warning, trigger warning, talking about food real quick. I had leftover pizza for breakfast, again, even though I know I shouldn't. And then I had yogurt for lunch, and then I had leftover pizza and a drumstick for dinner. That's been my day. So, oh, good. Marissa got your passport in the mail. Oh, they kept the one with all the stamps in it. Yes. I hope you took pictures too. I hope that you have lots of beautiful, beautiful reminders of your time on the road, I guess. Is that what we say about traveling? We remember when we used to travel? Oh, those are good times. Carmen says, I ended up going back to school for a business degree after a degree in teaching. Yeah, those business skills are important. Yeah. Yeah, Jimmy's here. Hey, Jimmy. Hi. Hi. I'm glad you're here. Alana says, I'm so behind on my reading. Oh, I know. I was so good at the beginning of this year, and then like I got kind of depressed and I stopped reading. But now I'm back on it again. I'm reading. So I picked up this book by Riley Sager because I've been trying to read more sort of like horror written by women. And I fell through this like rabbit hole online, and it turns out Riley Sager is a male, which is fine. Like, and I'm still reading the book and I'm still loving it. But it's so weird. One of the reasons I wanted to read the book is because it just got optioned for a movie. It's going to be made into a movie. And I was like, oh, I'm very interested to see why. I don't know if any of you have read it. It's called Home After Dark, or Home Before Dark. Yeah, Home Before Dark. I swear I'm reading it. I just can't remember the title. It's called Home Before Dark. And it's essentially The Haunting of Hill House, like not the Shirley Jackson book, but the like, it just feels like the Netflix series. Like there's this person who fixes up homes and she grew up in this haunted house. And when she was 5, her family took her away from the house. She doesn't remember what happened. And now as an adult, she's going back to the house. And I'm like, and her dad like wrote a book about the house. And I know in the show, it's like the brother who writes the book and stuff, but it's still like weirdly the same. So maybe it'll branch out. Maybe it won't. I'm all over the place today, but maybe that's okay. Enjoy my chaotic energy, I guess. Terry says, inspiration has brought me back to a book I've been working on. Oh, cool. I hope to get a fictional podcast going. Yes, but I'm trying to discover if there's a way to balance 2 projects at the same time. I think there is. I mean, as long as you're okay with them going a little bit slower, just because you'll have less time and focus for each of them. I always like to have like a main creative project going, but then also like something on the side that I can take a break with. So yeah, so I think it's possible. It kind of just depends what works for you and what works with your own rhythm and what works with your daily schedule, and what fits. So just my thoughts there. Oh, thank you, Midori. Are you scrolling through my comments for me? She's trying to get me to catch up. Oh, let's see. Okay. I appreciate this. Oh, Mikey's here. Hey, Mikey. Terry says the only person you can and should compare yourself to is your yesterday self. And even then, you had no idea what current you was going through. That's a really good point. Yes. I know. I always get sick eating pizza for breakfast, but I didn't today. Oh, Jimmy, are you dealing with a little bit of comparison too? Oh, and okay. So Forsaken Fallen says, I'm going through the writing submissions I've saved and seeing what's plausible for me to get stories ready for. I've been beating myself up about feeling behind everyone else, but to get on their level, I have to like do the work. I feel that. Also, you are running your own race. Let me give you some advice that I don't take for myself. And that is you're running your own race and you can't compare yourself. Nobody else has your life experience. Nobody else is going through what you're going through. So you have to give yourself a little bit of grace and gentleness there. I want to read, Jimmy has a comment here that says, I have a friend who just put out her own book of poetry yesterday. She said, my book inspired her to do it. And this is, I think this is where the key comes in here that I understand, Jimmy. Jimmy says, except her poems are so darn good and deep and helping people, and folks are absolutely raving about it. And there I am with a silly book full of silly poems about monsters, and none of it is deep or crap. Oof. Jimmy, you wrote the book that you wrote because you wanted to write that book. And that book is very much you. And you can't compare it with other people's books. And your friend, the poet, needed to write what she wrote. You needed to write what you wrote. This is how it is. And I know it sucks when we feel like somebody else has created a masterpiece and we're still at the kids' table. And I know what that feels like. But you have to remember that you're writing what you love. And that's so important. That's so important. Falling Hoshi says, the first great divide of this writers group is cold pizza okay for breakfast. Well, I think that you know which side I fall on too. Good. Evan says, I'm going to start handwriting in a notebook my partner made me. Oh, I love this. To try to puzzle my way through the last third of the This Planet Needs a Name episode I'm working on, and I'm excited about both of those things. Evan, I'm excited for you, and I love that you're here. Hi. It's been quite a week. Oh man. Oh, tea or coffee tonight, Sarah? Well, I have tea. I've had my I've had my coffee for today already. Sometimes in the evening I'll have some decaf coffee. I'm having tea tonight in my Galaxy mug. I love my Galaxy mug. Reminds me of just how big and beautiful everything is. Mm-hmm. Thank you. Charlie says poems about monsters are not silly. No, they bring delight and joy and wonder, and you're doing something that no one else is doing. And I don't want to get to the point of making you feel better about your work by saying that, like, oh, there's already too much deep poetry out there in the world, because I don't want to like belittle someone else's work on the way to making you feel better about your own. But there's room for both of these things in the world, and they each serve their own purpose. And that's really, really important. Yeah. And yeah, if you inspired this other person to create their poetry book, I think that says a lot too. Tania says today's been the first day of a writing retreat weekend. Heck yeah. I'm retreating to my backyard studio and I'm loving the quiet time. Oh my gosh, yes. It started super bumpy, but my evening is settling into ideas that I'm looking forward to typing this evening. Lovely. Oh yeah, and my oldest boy just got his driver's license this afternoon and I'm trying not to freak out. Oh my gosh, it's feeling like a big milestone day. That's all very big stuff. Tania, that's really, really big stuff, but it all sounds good. And I love that you are using your new space. I love that. I love that. Oh yeah, I forgot. I'm in Vast Horizons. I'm I'm at a conference. I'm the lecture introducer. Thank you for listening to that. I always forget that I'm in different shows. Stuffer says tonight I'm diving back into episode 5 of Space Pirates. Yay! On board the Spectre. Derp. Goal is to finish it by the end of the weekend, and I feel confident that's going to happen. Stuffers, I love that. I love it. Yes. Davis says comparing myself has been ingrained into me ever since I was a kid. It's going to be a hard thing to break. Yes. It's not going to be easy. Change is possible. We can change who we are. I firmly believe that because I've changed so much and I've seen other people around me change a lot, but it's hard. Yes. Davis continues, I know I made some strides in some things, but I always feel like I'm behind people, especially really lucky ones. You're lucky in your own way, Davis. Don't you know? You're you. Yeah. It's really interesting to think about luck. I don't want to spend too long talking about this, but I believe that we make our own luck a lot of the time. Like, okay, yeah, some people were born like super wealthy and they don't have to worry about a lot of things, but like opportunities and what you create and when you create and how you create, I think we make a lot of our own luck. And I think maybe that's something I'll talk about in a future Right Now podcast episode. But yeah, you're doing okay, Davis. You are doing okay. Oh, I love this. Rebellious comment says, today I discovered I can put Girl in Space on the radio at work for half a day with no consequence. Oh gosh. Well, thank you. That's delightful. Oh, interesting. Interesting. Riley Sager's first 3 books. Yes, he rushes through writing in order to churn out a new book every year. I've heard people say Lock Every Door was similar to Rosemary's Baby. Oh, interesting. I don't know if I could write a book every year. I know there's writers who do it, and like that's how they stay relevant and successful, but like it's hard. Oh man. Yeah, I appreciate that. Luck is subjective in a way. I think it really is. And a lot of it is just about taking your circumstances and just doing what you can. Being resourceful, making the most of everything that you can. Um, yeah. Yeah. Oh, that's terrible advice. Falling Hoshi says the worst advice I ever received was there was someone always better than you, and that killed my confidence for years. Like, I can see if you're an egomaniac, like maybe that would be helpful to hear. Like if you're a huge narcissist and you're like, I'm the best. And like other people are trying to like check your ego by saying like there's always someone better than you. I don't know. There's a quote by Bill Nye the Science Guy, and it says there's always someone who knows something that you don't. And like I appreciate like that perspective. Like, oh, I can always learn, like there's always something to learn from someone else. There's always something to learn from other people. But it's probably, I mean, it's absolutely true. Like there's always going to be somebody who's better at you, better than you at like whatever. But I don't know how inspirational that is. It's almost inviting you to like compare yourself to other people and then like get really sad about coming up short. Oh, yeah. Charlie works for a library system, and Charlie says romance writers can get really good at writing 2 or 3 books a year. Oh my gosh, I can't even imagine. Mikey has a question, and this is a question I like to talk about. So I will do that, and then we will get to our creating. So in the meantime, while I'm answering this question, if you want to pop into the chat and say what you're working on tonight, some of you have already done that. And some of you are abstaining from creating tonight, which is totally legit. I encourage you to do whatever your creative energy dictates. But yeah. Mikey says, can you answer a question that I have never researched myself? How does a fiction podcast pay for itself or make money? So there's a few different ways that you can make money with your fictional podcast. And that is, first and foremost, is the one that I use. And that is a payment system like Patreon or Ko-fi, or there's a few others out there. I don't know off the top of my head what they're called. But basically, these are donation platforms. And so people can sign up to be a patron of your show, and you can charge either per creation or per month. And people will throw money at you. It's beautiful. It's wonderful. And you know, there's also crowdsourcing things. So some people, when they start their show, right before they launch it, they'll do like an Indiegogo or they'll do a Kickstarter campaign, and they'll make money that way so that they can like pay their actors right away. And then there's also ads if you're interested. Like my good friend Sean runs the Fable and Folly Network, where he gets ad spaces on people's shows, and then they all get revenue from the ads that play. Ads are usually paid out by thousands of listeners. So CPM, cost per thousand, not cost per million, even though it's an M. It's like the Roman numeral thing. So really, before ads become effective, you kind of need like 20 to 30,000 listens at the very least per episode for your show. So that's maybe something that you're really not going to hit until, you know, you're a couple years in. But yeah, if I'm missing any, oh, and you can also, there's indirect ways to make money through your podcast. So like, you don't necessarily have to say, pay me money directly for this podcast. You can also, at the end of the podcast, say like, hey, I have a podcasting course you can take called Podcast Now. Or I have a book on sale on Amazon, and you can buy a copy of that. And or if you like what you heard in this episode, I do public speaking. Contact me if you're looking for a speaker. And you can make money sort of indirectly from your podcast by mentioning your products or your services that you offer and sell. So yeah, so I hope that that's helpful. I hope that those of you who have podcasts are taking advantage of one or several of these. It's really, really nice to make money from your work. Yeah. Oh, Takara, are you going to work on a new, well, you said you're tired, so are you going to work on your new idea tonight, or are you going to just continue to take it easy? Ooh, taking notes from deep work before I give it back to the library. Yes. His other book, so good they can't ignore you, or so great they can't ignore you, also very good. And then Cal Newport just came out with a new book about email. I think it just came out this week or last week. If you want to check out that. Carmen says, I'm either working on my current story or journaling. We shall see. Pinball Princess says, I'm working on deciding whether I want to do something or whether now is nap time. I took a nap today. I had my writing group. I wrote my newsletter. I ate 2 slices of pizza and a drumstick, and I promptly fell asleep. So I'm going to be staying up tonight to get some more stuff done. But Rebellious Comment says, I don't want to edit today, but I'm still going to do it. Big mood there. Yes. Cassandra says, I was going to try to write on some prompts, but I just realized I'm exhausted. You have to respect when your body needs rest. Again, giving advice that I'm terrible at taking myself. So Carmen says, I think I'm going to be smart and go rest and and read some before going to sleep. I'm going to try to sit down some this weekend, get some writing in because I'm missing writing. Oh, I know that feeling. I miss writing too. No, don't be sorry for feeling chatty. I love chatty. Chatty is great. Trace says, I think I'm going to end up writing about the things writers and directors and composers can and should talk about before scoring an episode of a thing. Yes. Anne says, I'm writing a character profile. Excellent. Yeah, Charlie says, whether you want to or not, your body will make you rest eventually. Yeah. Oh, she's okay. I was like, I see Midori in the screen, but I don't see her next to me, and it was creeping me out. What are you doing? Having some food. Well, oh, good. Lynn says I'm working on Jimmy's story prompt, and then if there's time, I need to edit a short story. This all sounds really fantastic. And you know what? You're all really fantastic. Oh, good. Takara says I'm resting. Good. Good. My friends, should we get to writing and or editing and or resting and or playing Stardew Valley? I think we should. Here's how this works. We chit chat, and then I put up this banner that says we're writing until 8:30 p.m. Central, which is 6:30 p.m. Eastern, 7:30 p.m. Mountain Time, 9:30 p.m. Eastern. I said Eastern when I should have said Pacific. I'm not going to say those over again. You know where you are. You know where you are. In 1 hour-ish, we'll come back. We will be summoned back by the gentle yeeting of the alpenhorn. If you're not listening for it, you might want to set your own timer. That's completely up to you. Just did some hydrating there, which I encourage you also to do. I'm probably forgetting something. Oh, that's right. So what I do on this end is I'm going to mute myself, and that way you won't hear me sipping tea and scribbling in my notebook. Oh yeah, I should tell you, I'm going to be working on Girl in Space. I really connected. Someone in the chat earlier said I missed writing, and I really, that really speaks to me. I have not gotten a chance to work on Girl in Space for 2 days just because of everything that's been going on. So I miss it. So I think I'm going to work on that tonight. So yeah, if you want to listen to music on your end, I keep things silent here on my end just so that we can concentrate, AKA so that I can concentrate because I need silence when I write. Should we go ahead and get started? I'm going to go ahead and mute myself, and then I will invite you back in an hour to share your thoughts and your experiences. Cassandra says I'm going to log off and rest. Cassandra, rest well. Take good care of yourself. And yeah, let's dive in and get started. Oh, Natasha's here. Sorry. I know I already said let's go, but just wanted to say hey. Okay, I'm going to mute myself. Let's go. Hello, creators, podcasters and writers, crocheters. Yes, hello. How was it? How are you feeling? Did you work on what you wanted to work on? Were you surprised by what happened? Did you end up crocheting, which is also totally legit? How was that? Forsaken Fallen, I love this, says, random thought, I like that Sarah is in a different time zone so I can watch the sunset twice. That's really, really lovely. I like that a lot. Also, welcome, Gemma. Hello. Says, I'm newish to the group. I've watched a couple of times, never chimed in. Well, I am glad you're chiming in this time. Hello and welcome. Very excited to be part of a writing community. It's my first. Hi, welcome. I would love to, I'm wondering too, are you in our Discord? And if you're not, hopefully you can message someone or someone can message you with a link to our Discord. And I would love to have you introduce yourself and tell us all about what it is you are writing and creating. Falling Hoshi says, yeah, I gave up, went back to my crochet project. I think that's okay. Yeah, yes. And Forsaken Fallen backs this up and says that's totally valid. I found crochet is a great way to unwind when writing isn't working. Mm-hmm. And it's still creative. Yeah. Oh no. The gentle yeet scared you. Oh no, I'm so sorry. Yes, Alana says I played WoW and answer emails, not planned. Mm-hmm. Stepper says I got a bit distracted, but I got a short scene written. Frontier Enforcer says, well, that was less than productive. I feel that. I ended up writing like a little bit of like the beginning of the next episode of Girl in Space just because I had an idea. And then I responded to blog comments and did some journaling. And I guess I still got stuff done, but it wasn't, I don't know. That's okay. That happens. I mean, that happens sometimes. We get distracted or, yeah, I totally get that. Wow, Forsaken Fallen, nearly 700 words into a new story. Holy cow, it feels good to be out of the slump I've been in the past few weeks. I made the decision earlier to shelf one of my projects, my novella, because it was stressing me out, and apparently it was the right decision. Yes. And it doesn't mean you have to be done with that story forever. You can come back to it later. But it sounds like that was the right decision for you right now. And I know it's hard, but got notes done, ate frosting on toast. That sounds amazing. Terry says, I feel satisfied despite some squirreling. Got a page done. Woot woot. I love it. Wonderful. Evan says, I made some notes until I started to get the shape of the scene I really needed to work on. And then, holy cow, I got 1,000 words into it. Heck yes. You are just like a wizard. And I know that you've said before you like have kind of peaks and valleys with writing, but like, that's really cool. That's really cool. Marissa says, I prefer to do things in order, but tonight I worked on outlining my novel's climax. I wish I had the same passion and creativity for the middle of my novel, which is actually what needs to be outlined next. Ooh, Marissa, how can you make the middle of your novel something that you're excited about? You don't have to answer that right now, but I just want that to be maybe a challenge that you can think about tonight or this weekend or just moving forward. How do you make that middle? How do you make that something that you're excited about? What needs to happen? What can happen? I think that might lead you down an interesting path. Oh, hey, wonderful. which says, "Hi, Sarah. I got to meet you when you came to Cambridge. Hi. We picked your brain about making audio dramas, and now we sent out our first casting call. Congrats. That's super cool." Oh, I love that. I love that. Oh, that's fantastic. Congrats. That is fantastic. Here, Evan, this is a good insight to have. So Evan says, "I figured out that part of my trepidation about this scene is that it's going to hinge on my acting and writing for my own voice. And that's really hard. I have to pretend I'm not going to be the one playing the character." Yeah, putting a little bit of distance in there. Interesting. Oh gosh, yeah. I'm sometimes aware of that too, since I voice one of the characters in Girl in Space when I'm writing lines for X. I'm like, I'm gonna have to perform this. And yeah, giving yourself a little bit of distance so that you actually get the true resonance of the emotion and story that needs to come across can be helpful. That's a really good insight. Oh, that's a really good insight. Anne says, "I'm about halfway into this character profile. I can tell you that this character doesn't give one-word answers, but she doesn't mince words either. She tells you what she thinks." I love that. When characters start to come to life and show you their personality, like, that's very exciting. Carmen says, "Very little writing, but I talked to a good friend." All good things. Good. Community is so important. So important. Wow, and you got episode 1 written of your next project. Holy cow. On a roll. What? Yeah, Falling Hoshi says, "I'm impressed with how many words people can accomplish in one night." Everybody writes at a different pace. So Falling Hoshi, please know, I am a slow writer. I cap out usually at about 500 words a day. Like, not an hour, but like, if I'm writing all day, my total output is usually something like 500 words for a whole day. And that's just, people write differently. Some people write while they edit. Some people just allow themselves the freedom of putting everything down on the page. It's one of the reasons I don't love considering word count as like a progress indicator, even though it's like one of the few ones we have. It's like, oh, how much have I gotten done? Well, if I'm going to quantify it, then word count is one way to do that. But please know that if you are a slow writer, you're not alone. I am also I'm a slow writer. I take my time, whether I want to or not. And it's very frustrating. But no matter at what pace you write, I had to get the preposition in there. No matter at what pace you write, you're still going to write amazing things. So I don't want you to be too frustrated. Annie, I appreciate this. Annie says, "I got a bit done, still not finished. I made it weirder, if nothing else." Always, I love that. I made it weirder. Always make it weirder. Marissa, how can you make the middle of your story weirder? I don't know if that's something that you're going for, but I like making weird stuff. So I really appreciate that, Annie. Oh, good. Good. BB Hermit says, "Thank you for this. By having writing as a hobby, there's very little pressure to get things done." Yes. The rest of life gets in the way. I've been mulling over the idea of scheduling writing sessions, and this complements it perfectly. Oh, that's wonderful. Welcome. Hello. I'm so glad you're here. Thank you for joining us. And I love that. Yes, we do these. If you're new here, if you're just stopping by, hopping in, whatever, welcome. We do these every Wednesday and Friday evening at 7 p.m. Central. So we start at 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern, math. Yeah. And we go for about 2 hours. We chat for 30 minutes. We write for an hour. We chat for another 30 minutes or so. It's really laid back. You can come and go as you please. You're not here for college credit or anything. You're just here for life and community. And there's just so many great people in here. This is such I love coming back to this community every week. So Ooh, Poxy says, hopping around this story, writing multiple scenes instead of having a dead end, currently working on introducing new potential love interests for Max while Etta narrows into her work trying to impress her father. Not sure how I feel about it so far, but it's something. Oh no, and then immediately says, never mind, I just hit a total story dead end. So what do you need to work backwards to? Like, or do you need to find another way forward first before working backward? There's always a way out. There's always a way out of those dead ends. I know because I go down a lot of dead ends. Very experienced in dead ends here. Evan says, I can act, but I'm a better writer than an actor. You're a very good actor, if I can just say that. I can't write, direct, and act all at once, so I have other people, usually my son, direct me. That's a smart idea. When I write myself, acting challenges, trying to trust that future me can actually make this scene work. Challenge yourself. I love it. Push yourself. This is how we grow as people, as actors, even if we don't see ourselves as actors. I certainly don't, but also I'm in a lot of shows. And so what do you do with that? Tania says, I grabbed some dinner and opened up my book to read while eating. I'm in the last quarter of Pride and Prejudice. Well, oops, looks like I'm reading the rest of the evening and the writing will wait till the morning. That's perfectly fine. This is going to feed your creativity for tomorrow. Like this is good. If you find yourself latched onto reading, there's probably a reason. I really need to, I don't know, I'm really trying to like lean into what my intuition is telling me and what my gut is telling me and just seeing where that takes me creatively. So I'm kind of all about that life right now. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, I appreciate this. Progress is always beautiful, no matter the length. Yeah. Because Tim says, don't feel bad. I can only do 3 to 5 minutes of audio design a day. That's how it works. It's a slow process. Yeah. Let's see. Ooh, Trace says, sent my process thing off for review. My favorite and least favorite part of making things. Well, I hope that whoever's reviewing it is kind and generous and they give you really, really good feedback that's actually helpful. Oh my gosh. Okay. GU, which says, my friend started a Jane Austen style LARP that's fine through mail where everyone writes gossipy letters to each other. It's precious. I love that idea. That's like the best possible thing that's ever happened. That's awesome. Oh, that's done through the mail. Oh my gosh, I love that. Wow. Oh, Falling Hoshi says, I'm considering taking a writing class in the fall. I miss having a little structure and also workshopping. Yeah. Yeah, I did a lot of my best writing when I was taking writing classes. And I don't know if that's because I was necessarily learning a lot of new stuff about writing or if, like you just said, the structure really forced me to prioritize my writing and to actually think about it and to follow deadlines for it and to take it seriously. Oh, I totally get that. Oh no. Will Warrendy says, I was just getting into it. My laptop switched off for no reason. Oh, I'm sorry. I hope you didn't lose any of your work. I hope that it's backed up, that it's saved, and that you do not lose anything that you just worked really hard on. That is my nightmare. Rewriting a short story and it's going so slow. Like I just said, it's okay to be, I know it's frustrating and it's really easy to get impatient with yourself as a creator because I get really impatient with myself all the time. And it's frustrating to see it go so slow. But we're working on big projects, you know, we're working on, I hate that saying. I know I bring it up all the time, but like, how do you eat an elephant? one bite at a time. It's gross. I don't like to think about eating elephants because I love elephants. Also, their skin is very tough and leathery, but also it's true. A bite at a time, a step at a time. Shoot, Tim is reminding me, sticker giveaway. I did not shoot. We'll do it. We'll do it on Wednesday. I have 2 more stickers to give away. Okay, good. Will says I was writing on Google Docs, so thankfully I didn't lose anything. Good. Oh my gosh, yes, Forsaken Fallen says, I love Google Docs and autosave. Yes. Oh my gosh, Charlie, I appreciate this. Charlie says, how do you read a George R.R. Martin novel 1 page at a time? Yeah, and how do you write your next audio drama? How do you write your novel? How do you crochet your next blanket? 1 word at a time, 1 stitch at a time. And you just have to trust that they're going to add up. And I know it's really hard to trust ourselves, and it's really hard to trust the process and the project. But we have to know that if we stick with it, it'll get done. I appreciate that. 1 death at a time for George R.R. Martin with growing concern for the author. Yeah. Oof. Yeah. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for being here. Several of you, I think it was your first time. Thank you. Okay, yes, thank you. Anne says, instead of eating elephants, why don't we think of eating apples 1 bite at a time? We've got a whole barrel of apples to eat, right? And we have to do it 1 apple at a time and 1 bite of that apple at a time. I like that. Thank you, Anne. So yeah, learning to be patient with ourselves, it's so hard. It's so hard. We have so many examples of people like racing through things and completing more than we think we're capable of completing. It can be really, really frustrating. So please just trust yourself and trust your own creative process. Yeah, I know it's hard, but we're all in this together. We've all felt this together. Oh, Evan, this is like my nightmare. Evan says, OMG, I just realized I have to frantically co-write with someone I have never written with in 9 hours. Okay. It's going to be great and scary in the best way. Do you need to go to sleep? I know you don't sleep a lot, but like, if you need to go, you should go. Oh, I know, Terry. Terry says patience is hard, especially if you have many ideas waiting at the docks. Oh, and I do. I've got stories for ages, and my slow pace is very frustrating. It's very frustrating, but maybe that's part of the theme for this year, is like learning to trust ourselves and learning to trust the process and learning to trust our own projects and our guts and our instinct and our intuition. Maybe that's something to work on this year. Good. Oh, good. Good. Marissa says, thank you, Sarah. The time is so valuable and encouraging. Good. I love that. So yeah, thank you for joining us tonight. If you're new here, thank you for commenting. If you are here and you've never commented and you're not comfortable commenting, you totally can just hang out and lurk. Like, that's absolutely fine. But yeah, if you ever want to speak up, please know that this is a group of very warm and encouraging folks who just want the very best for you. So yeah, thanks for being here. Again, we do these every Wednesday and Friday night at 7 p.m. Central. So come join us on Wednesday. Oh, that's right. Also, thank you. Tim reminded me, if you're new and you haven't been able to comment, it's because we have this new thing in place where, we had a little bit of an issue with trolls coming in and just like saying nasty things. And so now you have to follow me for an hour before you can comment. So I apologize if that has like confused or stopped anybody. Hopefully not. Hopefully you stick around and you let us know you're here at the end of that hour. But yes, thank you for that reminder, Tim. Oh, G Witch says I was very patient. Thank you. thank you for being patient. I appreciate it. And I'm glad you're here and I'm glad you're commenting. Um, so yeah, I'm gonna go and like put on some sweatpants and I think I'm gonna read my book for a little bit. So I thank you again for joining. I love that you're here. Please do join us again and make sure you're taking good care of yourself, okay? Drink some water, go to bed on time, and remember there is a whole world of creativity just waiting for you. All right, friends, I am going to put up our little thank you banner, and I will see you on Wednesday. Bye for now.